All right, YouTube, welcome back to the channel. So this was a request in one of my lives, or in the recent live I just did. But like, it's talking about like how you could cope with like international events, your life, and things happening in the world. So this is kind of like a more of a broad topic. So this is kind of like, how do you cope with like the things that are happening like right now in the present and everything in the world. But the way I look at it is like, don't try to focus on the world too much, like outside of your like domain, you know. Focus on like your world, meaning your life, like where you live, where you're headed. Like, don't worry about what the media says. Don't worry about the threats of war or whatever. Like, if war happens, war happens. If this happens, this happens. But the thing is though, social media makes everything worse. So I say focus on your own life. Literally just focus on your own life. Do the things that you like to do. Build your business, brand, whatever it is, work, whatever it is that you're doing. You know, focus on your life, expand your life, better your life, right? Don't let social media get in your head. Don't let what Trump says get in your head. Don't let what whoever blah 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 says get in your head, right? Like the literal, like, it sounds funny, but like all people have to do is touch grass. Because we're not made to have all this knowledge, right? All this information in our head 24/7. This is why I say you should fast the most from social media and just like technology in general. Just fast from these things. Get it out of your head, right? You have to fast from it though. Like it's like almost like impossible sometimes. So you got to pray to God about it so God can help you. The Holy Spirit can help you actually fast through it and get the strength to stop looking at it, right? Because it's almost like an addiction. So say you hear about an international event, you know, say you live in North America like I do, then you hear about, China's doing blah, 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 yada, 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 this, or like there's a threat from Russia or something like that, right? And then there's these things stress you out. This is just an example. These things stress you out, whether you believe it or not, or even see it or not. Like all it takes is like your brain just saw it. It gets in your subconscious, right? This is why it's so weird. And this is what I've noticed about myself. So I'm like, I know I don't really care about these things, but yet it's still affecting me emotionally. This is why I say you should not expose yourself to it. And this does not mean you should be naive to things. I mean, you should just like let it be, right? Keep your focus on your own life, and if things start to get dangerous or whatever or big, then you really start. Like when there's immediate threats, when you're just hearing about things and hearing what they said, she said, he said, blah blah blah, what they're gonna do or what they're gonna do. If nothing's happening in the present yet, it's just you just hear about what's going to happen or whatever, like don't even trip about it, literally. But like I said, it's easier said than done. The reason this stress happens to people is literally because of the media. That's why I say that like it's easy to do, but it's hard to do at the same time. Like you need to touch grass and like get out of it. So like it's easy, but it's not easy because it becomes like an addiction because it gets in your emotions, right? So you get like rage bait or something. So you know what rage bait is? Like the specific things that are supposed to cause anger. It's supposed to make people mad, right? So even in like YouTube, you could get rage bait. So they could be something like, it would like try to call you like a lame or something because of, oh, you're not doing this or you're not doing that. They just try to pull you in, right? To get your attention, to make money. It's really all about money at the end of the day, right? So this is why you gotta be careful. Be careful who you watch. Be careful what you do. That's why I say focus on your life the most. Like, yes, be selfish, literally. Be selfish about your healing. Be selfish about yourself. Don't care what he said or she said or what they're doing or what they're doing or what you heard or they did or that. They, this, them, and that. So focus on your own life, literally. Focus on yourself. Like, treat yourself, right? Don't stress yourself out. Go outside or something. Go hang out with some people. Make some money. Yeah, it's the best feeling. Make some bread, literally. Like, just get some money, yeah. That feels significant. Like, just get some bread. Make some money. Like, don't focus on that stuff yet. It's like, we know the world, there's a lot of catastrophic things that can happen in the world, but if they're not happening in the immediate moment, don't worry about it. But the thing is, it's easier said than done, right? This is something that I needed God to help me with, because like I was like, I need to do this, but I can't for some reason. Like I can't just get my mind out of it. So you gotta like fast out of it pretty much, to where like your subconscious like clears it out or something, because it stays for a long time and then it stays in your head and it actually affects your mood. You'll notice you'll have weird moods, right? You'll be like, why do I feel mad? Or like, why do I feel sad? Or why do I feel scared? Something influenced you, you know? That's why I say you should live your life more selfishly and more innocently, right? To where you don't really see it. It's kind of like as if we're living back in like the 1800s, right? There wasn't all this knowledge, right? You didn't know what someone 1,000 miles away was doing, you know? And it's a blessing and a curse, because it's good that we have these things, but it's also a curse because this is what it causes. So you just gotta be careful. So no limit being, the moral of the story is you're a no limit being, so there's nothing you can't do, right? So there isn't a limit. This isn't something that you aren't able to do. Because when you tell yourself, I can't, you just believe you can't. It doesn't mean you can't. You just believe. It's what you believe. The only thing that matters in our life is what we believe. Literally, that's what I've noticed. You believe you could do something, you could do it. Because you believe you could do it. If you believe you can't do something, you can't do it because you believe you can't. Because when you say I can't, you don't even try to do it. So everything is almost just like, that's why I called the channel No Limit Being, because there's really no limit. The limits that we put are what we've heard or what we just put on ourselves, literally. So it's like, look at your life and look at what limit are you placing in your life. Like, say for example, it's about making money or something. Maybe you're like, no job pays enough or something like that, right? It's like a limiting belief. But then like, you aren't really actually looking at the right places or something, or you're not trying to expand into like another form of income, because money's really not that hard to make. I'm telling you guys, money is not hard to make. Everyone is skilled. You're skilled. You're a no limit being. You're skilled. We're made out of money, pretty much. This is how human beings are, literally. I'm putting you guys in game right now. You're literally made out of money. Like, the only beliefs that cause us to think we aren't is because of the stuff we hear, right? We think it's so hard. We think it's so extremely hard to get this money. We think it's so extremely hard to build this body. You think it's so extremely hard to yada yada this. There's all limiting beliefs, and really things are simple, right? If you want to build your body, you know what to do. It's inside of you already. If you want to make some money, you know what to do. If you want to look for a job, you know what to do, you know? This is like almost like, this is just love from me to you guys, right? It's not even tough love. It's just straight up. It's just like, because I know how it feels and everything, because a lot of times we're in vulnerable positions, so we look outside of ourselves for like help. But when we look outside of ourselves for help a lot, that's where manipulation comes in, because there's predators out there, you know? There's people who want that. They're like, okay, they know that people need help, so they have the answer, right? But really, it's for their own benefit. So this is why I say, if you need help with something, look into yourself. You got the answers. I'm telling you, you got the answers. No one has better answers than you do. It's a cap. It's cap that anyone knows more than you do, is better than you, is smarter than you, or whatever. It's such cap. It's only a belief that you have, right? Because we'll tell ourselves like, oh, obviously they could do this because they have this. Like, I don't have that, so I can't do that. It's like, no, it's just a belief. I'm telling you. Life is so weird because it's so simple, but we've been influenced so hard, because this is how society works. Society works by taking your power away, right? They want to take your power away because they're like, we need to have people pay taxes, right? So the government, for example, wants people to work. The reason they want people to work is so they pay taxes. So they don't want homeless people. They want people to work. That's why you've been indoctrinated ever since a child in school to work, right? To have a boss. That's what we've been indoctrinated in, right? You got to break out of it, but you need to fast from this. You need to realize that, be like, I'm the actual boss of my life, not them. How are they the boss? Why would they be the boss, you know? When you really question it, you're like, what? You see how it's a manipulation, you know? It's just to take your power away. That's how people take your power away. They say, you can't do this. You need to rely on me. You know, you need to have a boss. You need to listen to what they say. Their opinion is higher than yours, right? There's a lot of tricks they like to use. People like to call people arrogant. People like to call people rebellious. Let them call you that, right? What's that word again? That's a compliment in the right way if they're calling you arrogant because you're trusting yourself, right? They're calling you selfish because you're trusting and following yourself, right? Let them do that to you because it's a control thing, right? Just let them know like they can't control you, because you could tell that when they can't control you, whoever it is or whatever it is, they'll start getting mad, right? You'll see it in their face, and then you realize the full truth was all about control at the end of the day, right? That's all it was. It was just about control. It wasn't about anything else. So take your power back. The power's in your hands, literally. Life is in your hands, not in somebody else's hands. It's in your hands. That's your God-given right, is that your life is in your hands. God didn't make you a slave. God made you a king, a queen, right? But these things are beliefs. If you believe you're a king, you act like a king. If you believe you're a queen, you act like a queen. If you believe you're a peasant, you act like a peasant. It's just a belief. That's all it is. But I know belief is really powerful, so it takes time to fast from these things. So there's times when we do need help from people, you know? And there's people who offer good help. That's good. But at the end of the day, though, rely on yourself the most. You're the biggest resource in your life. You have the answers, right? You're the one that has your back. No one has your back like you have your back. This is what I'm telling you. Get your power back. You're a no limit being, right? You're a no limit being. There's no limit. You're a son of God. You're a daughter of God. There's no limit. God didn't say you can't do that. You can't do this. God never said any of that. God would never tell you that. God would actually support whatever it is that you're doing. He's like, even whether it is good or bad, actually, God is love. This is what I realized about God. So you could be doing something bad, but He'll just be with you there. So he's kind of like, you see how like whenever you do these things, you see like the fruit of it. Like it's not that it doesn't bring good fruit, but it's not like a judgmental way, right? That's how God would teach. But he's not like, don't do that, don't do that, no, don't do that, don't do this, don't do that. God is like, go ahead and try it and see how it is, right? It's a non-judgmental way. So that's how I see it as well. I feel like me and God are interlinked or something sometimes, like fused or something like that. I don't know. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys enjoyed, like if you want to like, comment anything below, subscribe if you want to subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace. Stay blessed. God bless you all.